Yes, it's back to Greenelm station. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been concentrating on the landscape. I haven't actually been running my trains lately. That'll come again, maybe next week. But now I just want to take stock of what has been achieved in regard to the lawns, the hills, the village pond and the roads. So here we go. First, let me just mention that this is N-scale. It is a small layout covering only 1 by 2 meters. That's about 3 by 6 feet. It is my first attempt for more than 50 years. I experimented with track plans on the dining table until I settled for the layout which I fixed on this board. I bought some Faller kits for houses, but also tried my hand at 2 scratch-built constructions. A railway station modelled on the actual Højby station in Denmark, and a church modelled on any of the hundreds of old village churches also in Denmark. The church is located on a small hill, which I constructed by gluing together some shapes of the stuff you put under parquet floors. It is cheap and easy to handle, but you end up with visible edges or steps. I thought of getting some sculptor mold, but couldn't find any here in Italy. So I settled for trying to smoothen the edges with some very rough sandpaper. I realized I should have done that before I covered the hill with paint. However, once that was done sufficiently, I repainted the hill and fixed the church. I had already installed the interior lighting. I didn't actually record the spreading of static grass on the hill, but this is what the final result looks like. Next, I decided to build another hill at the opposite end of the board. That was to accommodate a mountain cottage from a laser cut kit from Nock. This time I had already made the steps smooth by adding copious amounts of toilet paper bathed in a mixture of wood glue and water, 1 part glue to 4 part water. I then painted it with my trusty chocolate paint and fixed the cottage and a pile of logs before covering the hill with grass. This was the special mountain grass that came with the kit. I'm not sure why there are so many stones, but I guess Nock knows why. After starting to plant the grass, I remembered that there should be a gravel path leading up to the cabin. So I had to remove the grass and spread some of my very special orange gravel. It's actually very fine sand from Sahara, a souvenir from Egypt. Having done that, I could finish the grass covering with the Static King from Woodland Scenics. Finally, I could let the cows out on the meadow and put up a fence. I then proceeded with the grass laying in the village. I should have studied some of the YouTube videos about static grass because I ended up with a lawn that would make any football field jealous. It's just too perfect. Anyway, so I thought, let there be a football field. To make the goal, I had to look up on the internet what are the correct dimensions in real life. I then divided by 160 and ended up with a measure of 40 by 15 millimeters, which would be 6.4 by 2.4 meters in real life. Not quite the correct size, but pretty close. But then most goals in public parks are smaller than the professional goals. After cutting the cardboard to size, I glued on a small piece of wire. I'm quite pleased with the final result. So are the youngsters of Greenelm village. A village with 4 houses, 1 supermarket and no less than 3 railway stations. Højby, Korsbæk, and of course Greenelm station. So what now remains to be done is this final part of the board. I've been thinking of establishing a wall from this side of the board over to the other side and an elevation here so that I can have a little tunnel where the trains can go through. I need to keep the backside open because sometimes trains get stuck and it's nice to be able to give them a little push. So that will be the subject of my next endeavor. And while the sun has set over Greenelm village, I could give the usual talk about giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel, and you're welcome to do that, but I have no ambition of making money on the videos. I do it just for fun. Bye for now.